So I drive a manual vehicle in Los Angeles, California. What vehicle, you might ask? Apparently, it's kind of rare. I didn't know it was rare until I started driving it around and doing some research on it. But it is a 2004 Honda Accord V6 Coupe, right, with a six-speed transmission. So my car, it makes 240 horsepower, and then I believe it's 212 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, so my car makes about 18 miles per gallon if I really drive it heavy, as in I'm out here doing pulls every street light, or it makes about 22, 23 when I'm driving very conservatively, which to me it's passable given I guess gas prices. I'm getting more used to spending 60, 70 bucks every week at the gas station. I mean, here we are in California, um, stop and go all the time. But why do I have this car and why don't I just have a gas saver? Well, to be honest, man, this is my first manual. And so I decided in 2023, one of my bucket list things was to learn how to drive stick shift. I know in the UK and in Europe, it's very standard to drive standard, no pun intended. But here in the States, bro, like nobody really drives a manual car. And it's just because it's so much easier to drive an automatic car and to just be, let's just get in the car and drive. The cool thing I like about having a manual car, and I know every car enthusiast and every elitist for the manual cars in the US always say, "Oh, you feel so connected to the car, or you blah blah blah, this and this. You can really feel the engine shift." To be honest, bro, I like all that too, but for me, it's not like I want to brag about being able to do that. I think it's just the coolness factor of understanding your car and how it works is what makes me appreciate driving my manual. Because my brother had the same car. He had an '04 coupe himself, and that's the reason I got the manual version because the '04 Accord, very, very reliable car, right? Like he had his car for a while. I think we bought it in 2021, and it ran like a top. And I would just put oil in it. It didn't put that many miles on it, but every year I'd be like, damn, it's been a year already. All I've done is oil changes on this thing, and it's still chirping like nobody's business. Nothing's fallen off. Hence why I got mine in a coupe version, but it's stick shift because I know the comfortability of the car and I know the I guess the easiness of Honda itself. Now my mistake was buying this car and not knowing too much about manuals. And so obviously when you're learning a new car and you're driving a manual, you're bound to mess up your clutch, right? You're bound to be able to be either riding the clutch or dumping the gear or pretty much not knowing the biting point or just revving too high, right? Not realizing you're redlining too much without checking your oil. So those things, all those rookie mistakes, I've been through them, and I understand that that happens. So for me, like driving this car now for I believe it's been 7 months, it's taught me a lot about appreciating I guess, how to drive a car very conservatively and understanding that how the components really react to the way you drive. Because, dude, I used to drive, I had a 2018 Camry. I drove that shit too. I drove that shit like it was nobody's business. I drove that shit like it was a rental, right? I flooring every time I'm doing something. I would feel the transmission try to pick a gear, which is sadly the newest generation of Camrys. Not the hybrids that are coming out next year, but the ones that are out right now. They're 8-speed transmissions. Not a fan of them. It's always trying to figure out which gear you want to go to, and it just seems to always have a hiccup. But my thing that I really enjoy is the idea that you pick a gear, your car, if you perfected it, if you rev match it, it will literally feel like you're just floating, right? For me, the coolest thing is finally figuring out the biting point and the rev matching between, let's say, downshifting from 40 miles an hour to the stoplight, or downshifting 40 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour. to just having your car just kind of smooth sailing, especially slowing down and speeding up, you know? That to me is the coolest part about driving manual, right? For me, it's not even about doing all those pulls. The pulls are nice, right? They sound cool. You can redline your car how you want it. It's much better than redlining in a manual semi-automatic, right? Where you're just like, boop, you right? You just go up the gear or use paddle shifters. I now understand all those elitists talking about,
Oh, you don't really feel the car moving because you're just paddling a shift. You're not really hitting the clutch.
like, come on, bro. We're all at the end of the day, we're all just driving vehicles. They get us from point A to point B. One car looks cooler than the other. There's always gonna be a better car. So for me, my gem, my '04 Honda Accord Coupe, I enjoy it. I literally have too much sentimental value now to take my shit box and go and sell it for a cheaper price. But I know the day will come, and the day will only come when the car takes a dump on me and leaves me on the side of the road. Don't think that will happen anytime soon. I've already replaced the engine on it. It used to have a '04 Acura TL engine, the 3.2 J32, and now it has back to stock the J30 engine between this generation of Accords. So along with that, I've already changed the flywheel, I've changed the clutch release bearing, so many other things on the car that I've done already. I just got an oil change just earlier this morning. I check the oil religiously. I make sure that all the fluids are good. And I'm just hoping that this car will last me a while. Because for me, this car is awesome, right? To me, this car is awesome. Other people might not think so, but it's my car, it's a paid off car, and I enjoy it. But anyways, if you guys want to see more of this car story, car topics, I honestly would like to show more car stuff because that's how it got me all these subscribers, especially with my Toyota 2017 Toyota Camry being still getting views. And I don't even know how to do a transmission fluid flush. I just did that off of one YouTube video. But if you guys want to see more content like this, please let me know in the comments below. And like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.